Hey, welcome to the SNL Texans channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's important that you subscribe. There's a button down below where you can hit subscribe. Throw a thumbs up on this video as well. We'll bring you some of the highlights from the shows that Landry and I do together, as well as some original content right here on the channel. Eventually, this will be where you'll find all of SNL. But for right now, get some of the greatest hits from some of the shows that you see here on YouTube. The Great Christmas Plan Debate coming your way right now.
I have a Christmas plan for the Houston Texans.
Okay.
You look at when they're coming back, they're going to face the Miami Dolphins. They will be coming off the bye. The Dolphins, by the way, that Broncos win was really big for the Dolphins when it comes to their playoff hopes. That's kind of who they're chasing. So that actually kind of, in some ways, you can say it hurt the Texans because you can have the security blanket of having a one-game lead on the Broncos if things go wrong in the division. But on the other hand, it kind of helped them because now Miami, it's like an extreme uphill battle that they're facing trying to make the playoffs. So who knows what kind of mindset they'll be in when you come off the bye. So Miami's a winnable game, okay? So if you win that game, the other game is going to be the Colts at Denver against the Broncos. And it's kind of a win-win based on what I previously said, but there's a strong chance that the Broncos beat the Colts, and that would mean that if the Texans win and the Colts lose, the Texans win the AFC South the first week coming out of the bye. No questions asked. They're hosting a playoff game, and they're in good shape to do that. Not going to catch the 1 seed, not going to catch the 2 seed, 3 seed Pittsburgh. Probably far-fetched as well because they're in pretty good position. So your seeding is basically going to be set.
I don't know, man. If Texans got on a roll, Pittsburgh's got a rough schedule down the stretch here.
That's a big if, though, because the Texans. Sure. That brings me to this. The Texans.
I mean, you skipped past Miami like it's some super easy game.
No, I'm saying if. I'm saying if coming off the bye, you beat Miami and the Colts lose to the Broncos, which I think will both be expected to happen based on the betting odds. If you do that, then you win the AFC South. You got me?
I'm iffing over here too.
Okay. There you go. So if that happens, after that, you're going to be facing a scenario where you're going to have to face two of the scariest, best teams in the league in a 5-day stretch, 4-day stretch, whatever it ends up being, Saturday to Wednesday, Christmas, the Chiefs and the Ravens. I think that it would be in the best interest of this team long-term to go as is against Kansas City, see what you got, see what you do, kind of get a test of your squad, see what they can do if you can build some confidence. But then after that, I think it's asinine, especially if you have the division wrapped up and you have a pretty good grasp of where you're going to be, to on the second to last game of the season, ask your team to play that quick of a turnaround and that quick of a stretch against Baltimore. So I almost think that if you're looking at this thing and you're saying they got 3 games in 10 days, if they take care of their business week one returning from the bye, and the Colts lose, then you can actually make this a positive where you leave it all out there against Kansas City, you see what you got, you go on the road, and then you come back and you essentially give yourself 14 days. You give yourself 14 days off. So you basically get 2 buys. You make up for all the talk about the buys. You don't put your team out there and make them do something crazy. Screw Netflix. I don't give a damn about Netflix. Just have them, whoever needs rest them up, and then get them ready. Treat Tennessee like a preseason game. Go out there, try to get sharp, and be as healthy as possible. And I think that would be the plan. If you can avoid Baltimore being some sort of must-win by taking care of and handling your business, I think it would be great. Because what's the thing that we've said all year, Cody? And I'm not trying to. I'm not sitting here saying that the Texans don't need to get better. But what's the thing that we've been talking about all year since the schedule came out? Holy crap! They gotta face the Chiefs and Ravens twice in 5 days. 3 games in 10 days, you completely erase the most challenging, difficult part of the schedule in order to get ready for the most important time of the season. And let's say you go to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs. Let's say you beat the Chiefs. They're a beatable team right now.
Well,
Let's say you go to Kansas City and you beat the Chiefs. Ice up against the Ravens and get ready for the playoffs, and you're feeling about as good about yourself as you could possibly feel. Is it crazy?
Let me. In certain ways, no. But let me punch holes in the theory here. If you've got a shot at the 3 spot, you go try to get the 3 spot, and you'll know clearly if you're going to have a shot at the 3 spot because the Pittsburgh Steelers are the other team in this 4-team Saturday, Wednesday matchup. So you're going to know what the Steelers do after your game Saturday against the Kansas City Chiefs. So in your scenario, you beat the Dolphins. If you beat the Chiefs and the Steelers lose, and then you've got a shot at the 3 seed, I say you go try to get the 3 seed. And you go try to get the 3 seed because if somebody upsets the top seed and you get past your opponent, eventually you're hosting the AFC Championship game. Okay.
But based on that, here's where I'll poke on your theory. I think that Buffalo I think there's no like massive difference between Buffalo and Kansas City, but if Kansas City is going to be the 1 seed and Buffalo is going to be the 2 seed, you're basically setting yourself up to where you're fighting your ass off 3 games in 10 days so that you can go to Buffalo in the divisional round instead of facing Kansas City.
Well, you beat Kansas City. Buffalo's the 1 seed.
So you're saying if you beat Kansas City. If you beat Kansas City was irrelevant for me in this situation. I'm not even counting on that. Bottom line is if you
that's what I'm saying.
Like if you clinch the division, avoiding playing 3 games in 10 days is more important. The Kansas City thing was just a massive ass if.
It changes, but that's for me changes your approach because you beat Kansas City, they're the 2 seed now because Buffalo's got the advantage over them, and then you go for the 3 seed. If you get the 3 seed, you know you can win in Kansas City.
So what's more important, being healthy in the playoffs and being the 4 seed, or playing 3 games in 10 days and 2 games in 5 days against the best squads so that you can change? You're going on the road no matter what in the second round. So you're taking a trip no matter what. You're not talking about home field advantage. So tell me what's more important. Giving your team extra rest to avoid having to play that stretch, or getting the 3 seed instead of the 4 seed. Tell me which is more important.
I don't trust this team with extra rest. I don't trust them to come off of the extra rest and be ready to go for that first playoff game. So you're not even going on the road if you can't win your home playoff game to start.
Okay. All right. There you go. So yeah, just play through no matter what. Play through the pain. Get out there against Baltimore. Maybe you can go from the 4 to the 3 seed, assuming they get the division. There you go.
And
Landry Locker and Devil's Advocate in the building.
You go for the 4 to the 3 seed, and then the 4 seed upsets the top seed.
All right,
then all of a sudden you're hosting the AFC.
Now you're just being weird. Like, just the bottom line is
Landry, what's weird about this? You play to win the game.
You're doing all types of ifs. The if on Kansas City was a confidence.
Dude, you ifed past Miami like they're going to beat the Dolphins.
No, if you beat the Dolphins, which you're going to be favored to do.
Why can't I if a game?
If you no, you're ifing everything. The bottom line is you're talking about
if they lose to Kansas City, then your plan works. If they lose to Kansas City, then your plan works.
You're talking about the 3 or 4.
You gave me one if. I gave you one if.
You're talking about the 3 or 4 seed versus rest. Which would you rather have? So if I told you you could rest the team and be the 4 seed, you would rather have the team go through that tough stretch. And assuming that the plan is to get the 3 seed, they're also going to have to then go to Tennessee against a team that has nothing to lose and they're obsessed with you. And they're going to have to do that. And you think that getting the 3 seed and going through that gauntlet is more beneficial than getting the 4 seed potentially and being rested?
Yes. You get extra rest after the Baltimore game anyway. Like, you get a mini bye after Baltimore. How much rest do these guys need?
Lay out those ifs. How many ifs was that? I want to go to Costco. Yes, Costco.
Buddy, it starts with one if. It starts with one if, Landry. It starts with if you stop. It starts with one if. If you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, go for the 3 seed. If you lose to Kansas City, rest all you want. be out of sync, out of rhythm for the playoffs. Lose the 4-5 matchup. That's fine. Go for it.
Cody Costco, can you tell me where to find the ifs? And can you tell me what all ifs?
You're ignoring the whole thing. You're ignoring the whole thing.
No,
we're not talking about anything else.
I don't
if
care
they lose
about
to the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't care about the 3 seed. I care about winning the division and getting as much rest as possible. You're talking about the 3 seed. The 3 seed means jack shit to me.
Okay, well, it means something to me, so I think they should go for it if they beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, so the 3 seed, is worth just going all out for. Okay, that's where the disagreement.
You don't have to go all out. You just have to play football.
Well, I mean, you're just play football. You're facing the Ravens and you're facing the Chiefs like twice in 4 days. Like that's a lot.
So what are the Chiefs going to do? The Chiefs already made the playoffs, so who cares? Just don't even do anything.
I don't know what the Chiefs will do. I know that they're going to have the bye, so we'll see what the Chiefs do. No idea. Who knows?
The Chiefs are going to have the bye for sure.
I don't care about the 3 seed. I can't, at this point, it's win the division and get rest. That's my 2 goals: division, rest, maximum rest. Joe Mixon. I don't want Joe Mixon playing two games in 4 days. That's the only way they win those games. I'm actually a little bit worried about how much they're using Joe Mixon now. Their only hope, whether they're the 3 seed, 4 seed, is Joe Mixon being ready to go and being 100% fresh. So I would love, like in a perfect scenario, I don't even want Joe Mixon to play against Baltimore. I don't even want him to play.
I mean, okay. So just forfeit the game. Why even play it?
I mean, you can go out there, give Dameon Pierce and give Dare Gumbawale and Taylor, whatever. Hell, Davis Mills can go out there. Nah, you can play CJ. But I want rest and I want the division. That's what I want.
I mean, how much you're literally talking about 3 days difference of rest.
I'm 3 days of rest.
You're talking about 3 days difference. They get to rest after Baltimore, and they're not playing against Tennessee.
I'm talking about having to play a game 4 days after the Baltimore thing.
Well, they can only sit a few guys. Somebody's got to go out there and actually take the snaps.
Just win the division and ice up. Yeah, someone else can go do it. Dameon Pierce, go be a workhorse. Do your thing. Give Dameon Pierce his Netflix moment, man. There's some bad movies on Netflix. Dameon Pierce. What is Dameon Pierce the equivalent of a Netflix movie? What is 30 carry Dameon Pierce?
I don't know. They got probably one of those Rock original movies on Netflix. Boy, Landry got me fired up on that one. I hope it got you fired up for all the great stuff we're planning for the SNL Texans Talk channel that's right here. Subscribe to the channel. Throw me a thumbs up on the video. And don't miss out on anything that the Locker Room, my YouTube channel, and certainly this YouTube channel are putting together. There's a ton of Texans still to go, and that offseason is going to be rocking as well. Whenever that offseason gets here, the playoffs will be here before that. Before that, we'll get you through the bye week and those final 4 games of the regular season. All right here on the SNL Texans Talk YouTube channel. Appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.